Few years ago, ranking number one on Google could change your business overnight. Today, that number one spot might not even exist because AI is rewriting the rules of search, literally. And that is where generative engine optimization comes in.
Welcome to Marketing Trends Now. I'm Katie Brinkley, a social media strategist who's been in the game for over 2 decades. And I'm a business owner just like you. If you want to stay ahead of the algorithm without burning out, I've got you. I know you've got a business to run, so I'm going to keep it short, smart, and worth your time. Let's dive into today's episode.
Let's talk about something that's going to completely change the way that we think about online visibility. Because for years, we've been told that we need to optimize Google, to rank higher, to chase the keywords, to build the backlinks. But here's the thing, the future of search isn't just about links anymore. It is about language. And that is where Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO, comes in. If SEO was all about getting your website to the top of search engine results, well, GEO is about getting your brand inside the answers that AI gives you. So today, we're going to be breaking down what GEO is, why it matters for entrepreneurs, and how you can start optimizing this new world of generative search. Huge shout out to regular listener JR for inspiring today's episode and allowing me to dive a bit deeper into this trend that I've been seeing happening in marketing. If you guys ever have a topic that you want me to discuss on the show, be sure to reach out, send me a message on socials, just like JR did, and I will bring that topic to you. So let's start with the big picture. Traditional SEO, right? Your search engine optimization. It was built around one goal: ranking high on search result pages. You wrote your blogs, you targeted specific keywords, you built links, and hoped to land that top spot on organic Google. But now, search is changing. When you ask ChatGPT a question or Google's new AI overview, when you've gone to Google and you get a AI answer at the very top of the screen before the ads, before any sort of search, that is the Google AI overview, and it's giving us instant answer. You're not scrolling through a list of blue links anymore. You are getting direct, synthesized responses, one built by AI that is pulling from multiple sources. And that's the key difference. Instead of competing for clicks, you are now competing for citations. So if the AI pulls information from your website or your content, your brand becomes a part of the answer. And that's very powerful visibility because it's not just about being seen anymore. It is about being trusted by the engines that billions of people are relying on. So, for example, my husband and I were actually just talking about this a couple of weeks ago about how great it is with ChatGPT and being able to find recipes online, right? Remember when you would have to go and look at a recipe and you have to scroll and scroll and scroll? I just want to see what the ingredients are, and I'm having to read all about like the history of this dish. Those days are gone, and it is because of GEO. So what is GEO exactly? So generative engine optimization is the strategy of making your content visible, accessible, and trusted by AI-powered search engines. So think of it as SEO for generative AI. The goal isn't to appear at the top of search results anymore. It's to have your content cited or summarized in the AI's direct response. You might be saying, how does that happen? And it's by creating content that is clear and comprehensive so AI can easily understand what you're doing. It's authoritative, so backed by those credible sources, data, and expertise. And then 3, structured, formatted in a way that is easy for these language models to understand. In other words, if SEO was about helping humans find your website, GEO is about helping AI find and understand your insights and your business. Now let's get practical. How do you actually optimize for these generative engines? And there are 3 main areas that you need to focus on. Number 1, content quality and clarity. It's almost like everything I've been saying these past few years is all leading up to this moment. And AI loves high quality, well-written content. The more clear, factual, and detailed that your content is, the better chance it has of being referenced. That means no fluff, no keyword stuffing, just genuine, valuable content that explains topics clearly and deeply and accurately. If your content sounds like it was written for humans and it can be easily summarized by AI, that is the sweet spot. Number two, authority and credibility. AI models, they are trained to favor reliable sources. So, how do you prove that your content is trustworthy? And it is by citing credible data, including expert quotes, linking to reputable sources. So, basically, thinking like a journalist. If you are giving an opinion, back it up with a fact or an example. The stronger that your authority signals, the more likely your content becomes something that AI will want to use in their response. And then last but not least, number three, the technical and structure optimization. Your site needs to be technically optimized for AI to crawl and understand it. So that means using clear headings, schema markup, and structured data, write in natural conversational language and avoiding jargon or complex formatting that's just going to end up confusing the language models. And then don't forget accessibility. AI engines, like humans, rely on clarity. When your site structure is clean and your content is easy to process, it increases your odds of being featured in an AI generated summary. So you might say, well, why does this matter to me? Why does it matter now? Because the landscape of search, it is already shifting. Google's AI overview, that is live. That's happening now. ChatGPT is using its own browsing capabilities to pull data from websites. If you're using ChatGPT Atlas as your browser, that's being used. And more people every day are getting answers directly from these generative tools instead of visiting traditional search results. So that means your content might never appear as a click, but it can still show up in the response that people are seeing. And if AI cites your business, your brand, or even your quote, well, that's next level credibility. And for small businesses, that kind of exposure is huge. It's not just about traffic anymore. It is about trust. If a generative engine chooses your content as a source, it's essentially endorsing your authority. And in an AI-driven world, trust is the new currency. So what can you start doing right now to prepare for GEO? Number one, go look at your content. Look for gaps where you can add in more clarity, data, or unique insights. Number two, update your structure. Make sure that your headlines, your subheadings, and your metadata clearly describes what your content covers. Number three, start thinking conversationally. AI understands natural, human-like writing. If your tone sounds robotic or overly optimized, it's time for a rewrite. And finally, build authority. Collaborate with credible experts, cite sources, have a podcast, be a guest on other podcasts, publish original insights that show you're not just repeating what's already out there, you're adding into the conversation. The future of search isn't about who ranks number one anymore. It's about who AI trusts enough to include in its answers. Generative engine optimization, that is the new frontier, and the businesses that adapt early are the ones who are going to own digital real estate in years to come. So ask yourself, when someone asks an AI question about your industry, is your brand going to be a part of the answer? Because right now, that is where visibility and authority are headed next. If you need any help with your GEO or SEO, be sure to reach out to us at Next Step Social and you can visit us online at yournextstep.agency. All the links are in the show notes. If this episode was helpful for you, be sure to share it with a fellow business owner. And if you have any ideas for future episodes, feel free to reach out to me on social media. Until then, keep your marketing smart, strategic, and always on trend.